even start from the entire field.
There's a freight train forming behind him right now. He will be as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I can give you the hot tip. Sideways as a bishop on a chessboard. That was incredible car control.
Going for a bit of an ambitious dive now, and oh, there's contact! Here they come now, around the final turn on the final lap. They're side by side.
Oh, there's contact now. Someone is going to be hitting the showers early tonight, I'll tell you what.
Crosses the line for P1. Brilliant racing, absolutely sensational stuff.
This is heart-pounding. This is nerves-rising. This is Simsational TV. Let's get ready to rumble! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an absolute belter of a broadcast coming your way and an event live from the beautiful Ruapuna circuit. I am your commentator tonight, Zach O'Reilly, and we are going to go through this beautiful championship proceedings here. It is round 5 of the said championship, and these boyos are getting ready and hot to go. We're going to show you exactly where we are here at Ruapuna Speedway. It is a beautiful event. It is a beautiful place to be, and right over the ditch from our Anzacs, we call this one our second home over here at Hero Market Motorsports Park. It was opened, this circuit, in 1963, and the circuit was a fairly simple sealed surface road course. It was just a mile in length, as they say, but it has been through many circuit changes. The old drag strip there still gets used as well, and we've got a lot of corners. They don't even count turn 2 effectively as a corner, but it is a 3.3 kilometre circuit, 11 turns officially, and boy oh boy, is this going to be anything to go by. If you've been watching the broadcast on the in real life situation with the current gen cars, I'll tell you what, these boys are going to absolutely put them to bed. This is action, this is a plenty, and we are ready and rip snorting to go in this one. The standings of the championship are heating up here, ladies and gentlemen, and it is round 5, and it means one man can only lead it, and by 9 points is Fabian Fitness doing so. Andrew Ferguson in second place, hot on his heels there with Lee Crowther, the Birdman, on third place. Lachlan Grant gets 4th, 5th place at the moment for McFadden. Hanley in 6th, Whistler in 7th, and then the Chef, Kirk and Andre round out the top 10. Mark C, Hornby, Ian O'Brien, Liam Holyoke and Rob Priest round out the top 15, and then through the rest of them, 26 of them so far. Maxon, Wallace, King, Drum, Cowie, Barber, Sadler, Cosmo, Steve Harrison, Remo Grant and Raul Sanchez round out the final bits of that standings list. And I'll tell you what, it's a bloody good place to be here at Simsational TV, because you get the best of everything. You get a bit of this, you get a bit of that, you get all the nonsense in between, but you get the best entertainment. That is what we're here for. And the boys are just starting to file and wait here for this qualifying session to start, which means we get a little bit antsy out there. We get a little bit nervous, and the nerves started piling over, and then you just know what's coming. It's basically going to be an event to remember here tonight. It's going to be fantabulous. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you all are out there in YouTube and social media land tonight. It's going to be a sensational in fact event, and with this championship just heating up, it looks beautiful. It absolutely looks fantastic, and I'm loving every single moment of it. I hope you guys are out there as well. With the whole season so far been relatively entertaining, but also there's been some big moments. We had huge rollovers at Gold Coast. We had plenty of action around the traps as well. There was beautiful stuff to see them all get through, and that means when we get into it and this qualifying session starts is when the nerves start to get a little bit tight, twisted and heavy, and we're ready to rock and roll, because it is qualifying now, just starting to heat up. So we're going to get down to pit lane. Let's go and have a look and see what we've got down here, because boy oh boy, in the Simsational drone cam, it's a good little tool here. It's a great tool because you get to see exactly who's out in front, and it is one man, and that can only be the man that we call the Bird, It goes by Lee Crowther. He is starting this qualifying session with a beautiful, clean bit of track in front of him. They have to wait until the 15-minute mark until they're allowed to go out. So that's the beauty of it, and that's the basis of all of the gentlemen's agreements out there with these boys. They love it. They love seeing what's happening, and they love being a bit feisty at the best of times. So we're going to get some game sound going on and see what we can hear from these gentlemen out there. This is the view from Birdman's car. Looks pretty damn good if you ask me. Just sitting there nicely. Looks very hot and easy under the collar. He's getting the Aldinger livery as well. You got Andrew Ferguson right behind him too, who's basically been inserted into the rectum by a man that we know as Remo Grant, a man with no spoiler, no worries. Oop, I can't even see him. There he is. He's out that close. He's ready to rock and roll. Then we've got a couple of other drivers behind, and one man who we haven't seen for a long time here. Welcome back to V8 Land in Harley Marshall. Goodness gracious me, this is going to be good. Can we see this man climb his way through the field? He's a quick driver at the best of times, is Harley Marshall, and he's put on a show, and he's been a front runner in many events that I've been a part of on the circuit, and also off calling the action too in the Gen 3 and Gen 2 land. So he is a quick customer of this Roadways V8 Commodore tonight. Look out for him. The other one to look out for is our championship leader, of course, in Fabian Fitness. This guy, he's just been a little bit unstoppable throughout this season. And when I say unstoppable, he hasn't won every single race, but he's been in the podium positions for the last, every single round at least at some stage. And that means he's a very feisty customer. And with a couple of points separating him and Andrew Ferguson in the championship, tell you what, it's going to have to be pretty up there for them to now get themselves settled in. And this is it. The start of qualifying has resumed. We've got 15 minutes of action coming your way. And with that 15 minutes, it means pressure. It means absolute balls to the wall stuff. And who's going to be nice enough to let the boys go through, and who's not going to be in this qualifying session? That's Fabian Fitness going around. So we're going to have to get off him and see what the Birdman's doing. And with this beautiful looking livery of his, it's just amazing what he can do. He's a quick customer, very, very nice under brakes, very, very feisty too. But boy, oh boy, if you get him in the wrong position, he's going to defend and defend and defend for his life. That's what the man does. It's his best thing he can possibly do. And it's Lee Crowther, sorry, on there, and he's got the cleanest bit of fresh air in front of him. Let's have a look here for a bit of an on-boardie with the first lap of Ruapuna. And he's just getting those things warmed up, ready to rock and roll, racing out there at the moment for him. This is going to be exciting. I reckon these boys know exactly what they need to do. Just warm those tyres up, get themselves into a beautiful little window here on those soft compounds. Everyone's on him out there, and look how loose he is. He's just finding it very hard, but that'll give him a good little V onto the front straightaway. He's Lee Crowther. We're going to ride on board with him here, ladies and gentlemen, for a lap of a Ruapuna circuit. Crosses the start-finish line now. So this is his first of the bankers. He needs to get going. You've got to brake your in right about now. Slam on the brakes. Get it shifted down. Third gear, second gear now. Get it tight in there and point it out the other side. Get on the throttle. Just mash it out of there. You can see his throttle tracing is just ridiculous. Just from 0 to nothing in Lee Crowther land. Turn 3 coming up. Can't hit that inside curve. It does hit you like that. You can just see it. Flick you sideways. Then it's a braking zone to the 100-meter board. Flick it down to first gear as well. Tight into this little chicanery sort of style of a hairpin. Because you can do it 1, 2, 3, or 4 times. It doesn't matter how many different lines you try. There's always one that comes out right for every different driver. Turn 4 coming up. Little tight inside. Keep mid-track. Get it turned in for turn 5 as well. Then tuck it in right against that line and power out the other side before this long sweeping right-hander catches you out. You can go a little bit too wide there, and that's what the Birdman's done so far. He's still the fastest man on the circuit there. A couple of purples, a couple of greens as well on the micro sectors down the bottom. So we'll see what it can do. They're really patient through this bit as well. As you congratulate yourself on getting that turn, this one comes straight up at you. Then you've got to file it out the other side. Wacko out onto the mini straightaway, which is the final corner coming our way. Turn 11 officially, about turn 13, I would say, in the real life. But Lee Crowther got a lovely run out of there. That's going to be nice. No oversteer on the exit. So a very good showing for him here on the first bit of this lap. What's it going to do for him in the lap time department? It's going to be a 26.7. That's a really good banker lap for him. 26 lows is the absolute benchmark. Speaking of which, there goes Fabian Fitness straight into P1 with a 26.6. He's done Lee Crowther by a 10th. Harley Marshall right onto it here, ladies and gentlemen. Slaps himself into P3 with a 27.8. That is a lovely, lovely bit of driving. Fergo's come through as well in his new livery, ladies and gentlemen. Finally got this thing sorted, and he's finally out there with that beautiful bit of freedom fencing. A bit of orange, a bit of blue, a little bit of everything on that one. Dean Hanley as well. P5 for him, half a second off, so he's doing low 27s here for his opening lap as well, with Hornby 6-7 for Whistler provisionally here on the first lap. Bill Cosmo in 8th place with a 27.9. That's his best performance I've seen so far as well, so good to see him out there. Oh, geez Louise, that was close. Far out in the fair dinkum department. Geez Louise, they nearly came together in qualifying. That was Mark C, who's just out into the bunda there and trying to get back onto the racetrack, brought it back to the pits. In comes Lachlan Grant, though. Puts down his first banker lap of the night, a 26.866. Lovely, lovely lap there from him to just get his proceedings started here in qualifying. And he's looking pretty tasty as well as that man. And have a look at these little cameras we've got here. We're using a beautiful, beautiful opened and reimagined Ruapuna circuit here. Look at the sliding action there in the background from the Masterton Holmes car. This is Lachlan Grant we're watching, just trying to navigate his way through the hairpin. Out the other side he goes. Then he's just got to get himself right in and onto the perfect bit of racetrack, which is right here. Get right up against that white line and power it out the other side. Onto the throttle he goes. Crowther has put in a 1 minute 26.7. in P3. This is Lachlan Grant now. He's on a 126.8, and he's got a purple micro sector, but nothing in the fair dinkum department so far in sector 2. What's it going to do is lining up on the timing tower department. Nothing here at the moment. Just gets it in there nicely though, and out the other side. This is a cracking bit of driving from him. Uses that inside curve beautifully too. Powers out the other side. Onto the final turn we come here for Lachlan Grant. We'll see what he can do. In the meantime, on the timing tower, it's toing and throwing up and down. Liam Holyoake's got himself inside the top 12. That's a good lap from him as well in his fair old standings, but the times are close, ladies and gentlemen. We have not even got a second separating first to 10th. That is how close it is. Beautiful bit of driving standards from everyone out there. Lachlan Grant did not improve on that last one. It was a shocker, so he's going to have to go back to the drawing board. McFadden is just into the chat. 6th place for him, doing 27 deads thereabouts. The benchmark is Fabian Fitness 26.5 in the lap time department, still going around nicely. Oh geez, look at that for a bit of Tokyo drift style there from Jace, just too eager on the throttle, and he'll go back to the drawing board for that one. And even again, just loving having a bit of sliding. Actually, he doesn't give a rat's toss bag about those rear tires. He's gonna bump them one back to the pit, I reckon, and just bolt on a set of newies. Go for it once again here in qualifying. Under 9 minutes to go, Captain Kirk's set himself into 7th place. It's a good little showing from him. Dean Hanley is fallen back down at a rate of knots, and he needs to get out there on the trot right about now. There's this big man, because 8th place for him is not where he wants to be. He can do 26s, that's for sure, but 27.2 is just not going to cut it. He'll be going back to the drawing board out there. Liam Hanley is in the chat there. Good luck, Rangy boys, he says. Well, that's your father on screen here too, Lethal. How about giving him a bit of a G up out there as well, mate? Keep the inheritance under your name, for goodness sake. Yeah, unbelievable. Brendan Haxter's out there as well. Half a wrist, no worries. Still comes out and puts on a show when he does. And speaking of put on a show, Captain Kirk just did one. Back to the pits he goes, but a 26.958 to put himself into 5th place. Very, very nice job as well. Brody Barber, the haircut we saw sideways a couple of minutes ago, just out of turn 2. And in the Masterton Holmes livery, my favourite car on the circuit in terms of the livery. Geez, that's a good looking thing. Just needs a couple of decals at the back there as well, but nonetheless, still a good looking car. 11th place for the haircut. Doing nicely, keeping himself honest and just managing his way around. And he's setting a personal best here in Sector 1 by the look of it. If he can get it braked here into the hairpin, just lovely. See what he can do as he comes out the other side. Is it going to be a personal best there for him on the bottom of your timing screens? No, it's not, but he's come out better anyway. So this is good stuff from him. There's Lachlan Grant just pulling off the track there as well. He'll go back to the pits in a second. This is the old haircut going around. 11th place at the moment. PB's here, there, and everywhere. But speaking of a new leader at the top of the board, with a dead even time in qualifying with 7 minutes and change left to go, is Lee Crowther. Fantastic from the big man. he is just pipped Fabian Fitness there by an absolute bee's whisker. It's not enough in the thousands department. It's in the tens of thousands department there for Lee Crowther, who has set the identicalest of identical possible times there. Because he's done it first, second, it puts him over the top of Fabian Fitness there for P1. What a lap and what consistency from these boys. You can't get much closer than that. And neither can yourself with Lachlan Grant and Harley Marshall, because that is literally only 12 hundredths of a second splitting third and fourth. Then you've only got not even half a tenth. You've got 51 hundredths of a second between fourth and fifth as well. And even Captain Kirk and Andrew Ferguson, all three of those guys split by 600th of a second from sixth down to eighth. It is unbelievable, ladies. That is how close and competitive this grid is so far in this qualifying session. And don't you worry, Ruapuna is going to be closer in the old racing department. There'll be a couple of people going up the diddle, trying to be a hero there with 3 wide. There'll be some crowbars chucked out the windows as well as they go past, trying to knock each other out in the helmet department. Could even be some banana skins out there too. We just don't know. Let's have a look at one man, Luke Geeson. He doesn't need a skin. He just needs a big old number on the side of his car, and he's happy. He's as happy as a pig in a poo farm at the moment. Number 12 there for Geeso. It's going to be very nice indeed. Just you can't miss that thing. You won't be able to say you haven't seen him coming. Speaking of coming, but it hasn't yet. Tell you what, the old Cheffer. Big Chef man. This guy has been on fire. He's had a couple of wins in a different series in the GT 500. He's come out here in this series and also been pretty damn quick too. But geez, 15th place at the moment for the Chef man. Needs to get himself further up the grid than that. And doing at the moment 209s or 128s is his best lap. Not where he needs to be. There's one of his teammates as well in the background. That's not ideal for the Chef, and he's not going to improve here on this lap either. It's going to be a 28 something. It's going to be a 28-1. So no improvement from him. Where's Fabian Fitness on the track? Here he is. He's coming through the midsection now. He's at turn 9. Comes out the other side of that one. This is going to be his opener in the lap time department. This is his opening lap, so he'll go for it as well. Fergo's got himself 2 tenths away from Fitness and Crowther for P1. Fabian just going the wide way out the other side, and beautifully set up for the next sort of a lap that he can produce. What is it going to be? Is it going to be an absolute beauty, or is it going to be, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be, but with Fabian Fitness, you just never know. And Lee Crowther will also be sitting there going, what are we going to do here? Are we going to go racing and line astern, or is someone else going to join this party for P2 and 3? We'll find out very shortly. McFadden, 3 tenths now off the pace. So this is good racing. A tenth of a second splitting Marshall and McFadden now. Still 12 hundredths between Marshall and Grant for 4th and 5th. So that lead has not changed there on the timing tower at all. Dean Hanley still sitting in 8th place, 6 tenths off it. Has not improved from his 27-1 at this stage. And his son in the chat saying, I don't care about the inheritance. He's selling the BMW M2. So good luck to him. Well, if that's anything to go by, Mr. Hanley out there, as we like to call him, Hagrid on his number plate there. Tell you what, one man up here is in the hot seat, I reckon, for a bit of the old remuneration once you kick the bucket in probably 40 years' time. One Zach O'Reilly, and I'll happily call myself a Hanley. Don't you worry about that, Liam. You can go and get stuffed out there. One man we haven't called yet is this guy, Tom Ormby. Jeez Louise, is he like a big cat, a black cat in the middle of the night in the mail department looking for a bit of action? His toe is a Roman sandal, is Hornby, as we've been told. And when he's racing, you just don't know what you're going to get out of him. And he's putting on a good show. 8 tenths off a second here at the moment in Ruapuna, and just going a bit wide there at turn 2. But that won't hurt him too much. He'll be okay. And he's got that car really, really high up in the rear. You can just see how high that thing is. It's very, very much angled down. Soft springs, very stiff in the rear. This must be how he likes this thing set up around the circuit, because that's odd. If you go and have a look at the rest of them, look at Lachlan Grant's car. This guy's in first place, mind you. Caught me by surprise. Comes across the line and takes over Fitness and Crowther as well for P1. Wow, entering the chat at late is our season 1 champion, Lachlan Grant. Beautiful, beautiful job there from him, and he's pipped them by hundredths of a second. Nothing. And Lee Crowther as well, now 200ths of a second off the pace. Now we're thinking about how long this is going to go onwards. We've only got 2 minutes to go in qualifying. And I'll tell you what, with that closeness, that is going to equal some unbelievable racing coming our way. Don't you forget about it. Fitness is coming to the pits, but he's coming back out. So he's got 2 minutes now to get around. We're under that minute mark there that we need to be for an outlap here at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. This is interesting stuff. Crowther still circulating around. Can't get this thing pointed in nicely at the moment. No improvement on the timing tower or the sectors here at the moment for him. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do, because by the time he comes around to this lap that he's about to finish and start the other one, it's going to be the only opportunity he has to get himself further up the road in qualifying. And when he's understeering like that at turn 10, that's not going to happen. City, I'm going to give you some anticipation as he comes across into the last turn. Is he going to start another flying lap here, Lee Crowther? You bet he is. He's off and racing here, ladies and gentlemen. Good racing and good qualifying here from the big man. Clear track behind. Clear track in front. This is Lee Crowther's time now to do anything other than improve his own best, because unbelievably, he has come across the line and taken it. 26.399 is the lap, and that is Lee Crowther's. He has gapped Lachlan Grant by a 10th. He's gapped Fabian Fitness by a 10th and a B's whisker, and the rest of them have just disappeared. Marshall has got nothing. In fact, they're all getting back out of the server with 40 seconds to go. It is now Lee Crowther in P1. The rest of them have to catch him and go for it. Lachlan Grant, has he got any answers here with 30 seconds to go in qualifying? I don't think so. He hasn't set the timing tower light there in the first sector or in the second here halfway through it. This is unbelievable. What about Fabian here at the moment? He's just started his final flying lap here too, and he's just ran it a little bit wide there into turn 1. Out the other side. Has that hurt him in the pace department? I think it has. I don't think anyone's going to catch Crowther. 26.399. Unbelievable stuff here from these two, and look at him just pushing it to the end, and he's given it all up. He's just lost it on that final stanza there, final sector of the sector 1, if I can get my words out correctly. And it's not going to be easy for him to get any time back after that. And qualifying is done. The checkered flag is out. It is waved. It is see you later, alligator. And it is one Lee Crowther out in front. And in fact, he even bettered himself in Sector 2. So the man had capability to go even quicker. Unbelievable. But your first blood of the night in the Big Bangers goes straight to Lee Crowther. Lachlan Grant comes across the line to get P2. Welcome back, says he. Fabian Fitness at the moment 107, and he's coming out of the second to last turn. He's got 15 seconds to get to the front of the start line to actually make a time up. So that's is that going to happen? No, it's not. He's coming into the pit, so that's done. Fergo's got 4th place for him. Fit for Jason McFadden provisionally until he comes across the start-finish line. Doesn't improve on the position, but improves his own best time with a 26.8. So it is tight, ladies and gentlemen, in that top 10. Captain Kirk gets 16. Hanley will be very upset with 7. Whistler gets 8. Tommy Hornby just spinning over the witches' hats there for 9th place, and the haircut gets 10th. Well, that is an absolute rip snort of a session, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. The top 3 separated by a 10th only. And then the next of them from 4th down, it is still only separated by half a second from 4th to 9th. That is unbelievable. That is how close it's going to be. It's going to be very, very tight through this one. And racing is not too far away here for qualifying. So we're going to go and get back here at Simsational TV and just let you guys just go through the laps and just through the motions, in fact, see exactly what we're going to bring. Get your predictions, start talking to your friends there on the couch, or text everyone on who you got your money on here at Ruapuna to take the race 1 coming our way. It is going to be a 20-minute sprinto horse. No mandatory compound change, no pit. No worries. Get out there, fuel it up and race, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're up for. And that is what we're going to see soon. So don't you go anywhere. Get yourselves back into the idiot box in the next couple of moments, because race 1 is just around the corner here at Simsational TV. Don't go anywhere. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Simsational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full price product on the website, enter the code Simsational, that is SIMSATIONINAL. Oh my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10.
Wow.
Lights out and let's go racing, folks, and it's a very even start from the entire field.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to be a ripper. I can give you the hot tip, and I love when we get a little bit of action coming our way, and that's exactly what we can see here for this beautiful stanza. It's going to be a brilliant, brilliant drive here tonight. Don't you worry about that. Excited as ever and ready to rock and roll for it. Let's go to the front of the racetrack, because we have got a man who is no stranger to a little bit of race leading action. And with under a minute to go here for the race one, 20-minute sprint coming our way, this is going to be exciting. It's going to be hot. It's going to be a ribbed up, and it's ready to go. And these boyos are getting there. Your grid is Crowther, Grant, Fitness, Ferguson, McFadden, Kirk, Hanley, Whistler, Hornby, and Barber rounding out the top 10. Then you got the Chef, Holyoke, Grand, Kingy, Luke Geeson, Mark Seed, Mr. Drum there as well, Maxon, and the Chainsaw in McCulloch rounding out the final grid. And this is the only camera we've got here in terms of what we're looking at. So we're going to have to get yourselves ready and go, because the lights are up. We've got no choice but to watch it. A couple of drivers have missed the grid here. This is going to be interesting, but the first of two races here at Big Bangers for the first time at Ruapuna this season has been going, and that is Hornby jumping the start. So he is done for all money and out of it. This is unbelievable racing, and off to it goes Fabian Fitness right behind Lee Crowther there too for P1. That's Lachlan Greer coming around the outside though as well, so he's having a good little opportunity into T1. They go 3 wide nearly, and it's Lachlan Greer on the outside. Fabian Fitness trying to get it and cover him off as well, because there's going to be a right-hander coming their way very shortly. Birdman there out in front. Fabian just slots in behind, and now he's on board here with the moment. This is a good little tussle as they come through there. Out the other side of turn through 2 we go. Now it's race onwards here for these boyos, and it's looking pretty nice and calm and cool and collected there. Marshall's going for it, but that's Captain Kirk down the inside as well. A bit of checking up here into the hairpin. Dean Handley's on the inside now of Harley Marshall. Oh my goodness me, there's a bit of wagging and tailing there as well from Hornby. He just got a little bit checked up. Holyoke has gone backwards there at a rate of knots 2. So there's a little bit of argy-bargy stuff out there at the moment, and they're looking like they're not too squiggly through the midsection. They have learned that there's no point going for it through this section because there's no opportunity to do so. But Hornby and Whistler having a good old tussle, and there goes Hornby. Unfortunately gone wide out of this one. See you later, Alligator. He's going to have to be on the fight back here, but it is still Lee Crowther leading us through turn 10. Out the other side he goes. Lachlan Grant now we've got on screen. He's hot on the trot and the tail there of the man leading this race. We've got 18 minutes and 37 seconds left to go in this one. Beautiful little bit of opening stanza. Oh no, the chainsaw's come a gutser there too. So he's out of this one as well. Hornby on the fight back too, but now we are looking at a bit of a battle here brewing between Marshall and Ferguson, and look at the suck there that Marshall's got. Oh goodness me, down the outside. He's going to be a little bit ambitious here and try it. This could be interesting. Nah, Fergo's better on the brakes. Into turn 1 he goes. Just has to argue the point once again. Does Harley Marshall? He won't want to be doing that too much in terms of the Punterino side of things on Fergo's car, because out the other side it will be a little bit of a disadvantage if you keep doing that. Hanley's not too far off. They all skip across that inside curb at turn 2, which is not the quickest way to do it, but they're all following each other. Oh, look at this at the front. Fabian's going for a move here on Lachlan Grant. On board with him now. Lachlan Grant's got the outside run, so he's got the power down. Look at that thing just gallop away. Sayonara. He says, I'm out. Goodness gracious me, that was good traction there, and he's been given a little touch there from McFadden in the background as well. So, a little bit of Kiwi friendly fire going on here now early in this race. 17 minutes, 33 seconds left on the clock. And I'll tell you what, they're getting feisty now. It's starting to get a little bit heated out there. We've got Ragyard in 4th and 5th. Andrew Ferguson in 6th, Marshall in 7th, and Dean Hanley not too far off this little gaggle of cars as well. So it's good bit of racing so far, but geez, they've given each other a little bit of a touch up here and there, but kept it straight, narrow on the best bit. This is how they do it. This is how we go late racing, ladies and gentlemen. And a big super chat has come through from Talentless 1425. Thank you very much there. That would be one of the Cowie Motorsports dudes as well. Thank you. Could be the man himself out there as well, but race onwards. Good stuff here from the opening laps. Nothing really too much in the old action department, which is good for them, but it's not good at the moment for Andrew Ferguson because Harley's tried to go the long way around, and that is a huge check up there from Captain Kirk. That was Andrew Ferguson nearly punting the back end of his. So unreal, but geez Louise, how they came out of it, I don't know. Look how aggressive Harley Marshall is here. He's come back with a vengeance, and he's ready to go in this VK Commodore, just singing and slinging this thing around with like it owes him money. So does Andrew Ferguson at this rate too. Boy, oh boy, in the fair dinkum department, he's right on him, and he needs to have a good little run. You can just see here from the chopper cam what he's doing. Ron's entered the chat. The old Ron Marshall has come back in, and he's got someone to cheer on now. Have a couple of sherries there too, Ron, while you're at it. Harley Marshall's doing a great job here in 7th place. Really, really good stuff. Loving seeing this from these boys as they keep on racing onwards. Here in race 1, 20 minutes up, and we're already 4 minutes down. It's gone. See you later, Alligator. And speaking of gone, it is this man, Lee Crowther. He has skipped away. Beautifully done from him. Skipped away to a good little lead here. And I don't know what he envisioned for this one, but if he got out in front, boy, oh boy, is he going to be a hard man to catch. And doing the quickest lap time of the qualifying session by 0.2 of a second, effectively over his guys behind him in Grant and Fitness. That could just be the way his afternoon's going to go. 27 dead on a bit of race fuel and mediums. That's galloping. In fact, it's 0.2 better than anyone right behind him. And the best was Fabian Fitness of the rest on that last lap. So good showing here from Lee Crowther. Fabian Fitness still in 3rd place with McFadden just gapping a little bit further behind. The closest gap inside the top 10 actually is still Marshall on Ferguson. They're racing onwards as well, but we've got a little bit closer here at the moment. Between Holyoke, who's just starting to come to grips with this thing, and he's got his mate Remo Grant in front of him with no spoiler on that car. 2 Holdens going at it, line astern. He's even looked from the inside run there as Liam Holyoke thinks twice about it. Remo's just trying to get the thing braked and turned up the turn 2 hairpin. Go out the other side. Going pretty good out the moment, and looking very nice there is Holyoke, but they've just sort of teetering on the edge of the rest of them. I'll tell you what, Geeson, and Maxon have come together. And Maxon, I think, has got the job done there, and I don't think there was too much in the old dead set fair dinkum department. It was just a little bit of argy-bargy from them as they traded places, but nonetheless, it is Maxon now who's got himself up into 15th, so he'll gallop on towards the front of it. And look at this. This is just unbelievable stuff. Look at Ferguson fending for his life here from this man, Harley Marshall, as always. It's like I've seen this before, but I haven't seen it in about a year and a half. Marshall versus Fergo. Gotta love it. This is every bit of entertainment that you want here. Look at the suck now that Harley Marshall's going to get on Andrew Ferguson. Goes through the old switcheroo. Thought about feigning right, went left, and he's done the Shane Van Gisbergen down the inside. He goes to Fergo into turn one. Can he get the thing pulled up, though? Captain Kirk sending smoke signals as well. Even gets a punt in the bunt. Rear end there as well with no lube from Big Ferguson to Harley Marshall, but he gets himself up into 6th place, and that now is a good opportunity for this man to get himself a little bit of a breathing space and gappage on Andrew Ferguson and climb his way onto the back of Captain Kirk, because it's 1.8 seconds away. And oh no, even just a big turnaround there from Fergo. Goodness gracious me, he's not happy at the moment. He's won Andrew Ferguson, but Marshall's copping it. He's given it good on him, and I'll tell you what, when you're in these big bangers, you got to expect some of those exact things, some big bangs from the rear end. As long as they're friendly, you cop them. And I'll tell you what, Fergo's struggling here, because look at Dean Hanley now. He's given Fergo a little bit of a touch-up as well. And these XE Falcons are just unbelievable. Listen to the thing sing. Just sounds like absolute heaven as they go through it. And I'll tell you what, Dean Hanley right now just needs to consolidate his own racing line and go for a little bit of a half send at some stage on Andrew Ferguson if he possibly can, because at the moment he hasn't got the pace on him. But Fergo is vulnerable into the final turn. He goes, just gets the thing pulled up, and the Nico out the other side comes Dean Hanley. And look out, because Whistler's coming, and he's starting to sing a little bit of yodelay hee-hoo behind, and letting Hanley that he's there, letting him know, in fact, that he's there. And he's given a good old suck opportunity here is Fergo to Dean Hanley. No, can't do it around the outside into turn one. If they do, it's a miracle. Fergo just defends nicely mid-track. Dean Hanley has to go to the outside again and rethink his own moves, but it's a good little chess versus Texas playing situation here for these boys, and I love seeing it, and I love watching him go around. Whistler's the only man inside the top 10 at the moment on the soft compound tyre. Everyone else is on the mediums, and Fergo's just made an error there as well. Got it pulled up, luckily. Hanley goes around nicely, but Whistler here at the moment, the only guy on the softies. So can these things last for 20 minutes around here? I think they've only got about 7 good laps in them, and then they start to die off. But if you're racing around and just taking your time managing those tyres, you can get maybe 11, 12 laps out of them, and we're on to lap 5. So this could be interesting. Could be interesting to see. Look at the super chat come through from Mr. Cowie Motorsports as well. Fantastic. Thank you very much again, mate. I really, really appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying it out there as well. Entering the bidding is the talentless 1425. Could be Mr. Cowie himself there out as well. And that has started the bidding wars out there too in the super chat department. Whistler doing a great job. So is Lee Crowther out in front as well. The gaps have all just started to increase a little bit. It's an average about a second for the guys out there in the top 10 at this stage. No one's really within half a threat range at the moment as they all start fiending themselves across the line. Whistler's just teetering on the edge here again of Dean Hanley's rear end in the soft compound supply department, but what better time to ride on board here with Lee Crowther. Geez, he's doing a good job out them here at the moment, showing them how to do it. And when you go a little bit wide like that, you can get yourself back on the power and out the other side. And if you just take a look down the bottom of your screen in the middle, that green line is where the throttle is traced and what his throttle inputs are. The brakes are just on and off because it's online, but the throttle is accurate. And you can just see how the big man does it. He's very, very nice and smooth when he comes to it. Just leans on it when he needs to, just dabs at it a couple of times, center style, out the other side, and then bang. When he knows the grip is there, he can go for it. And this is how you navigate your way through turns 9 and 10. Out the other side, just now on the throttle, gets off it. Really long in the old on the on and off department. This is lift and coast heaven here if you're a Formula 1 driver. But that angle on there at a 45 is just a beautiful thing in the old what do they call it? Throttle trace department for Lee Crowther. And that's why he's leading this one. Got 2 seconds thereabouts down the road from any threat. But Fabian Fitness has not been able to catch on to the back of Lachlan Grant for third. This battle here is raging on. Oh, what is Lachlan Grant doing? He's going way out wide there. I don't know if he thought that Fabian was getting half a suck off him, but just decides to go the long way around. He was about a millimetre from going off the circuit there. Tell you what, maybe a bee came out of there and just said, mate, tap me on the old proverbial there and you might have a bee's dick between me and the track. And my rear wheel as well, says Lachlan Grant, and he did that beautifully coming into turn 1 out the other side, but he's just under a bit of pressure now. He's had a bit of a mare, and look who's come to the party. Straight away, Fabian Fitness has just gone whooshka, and he's put the afterburners on. This is a good little tussle from him. We'll see what he can see from his on board in the fitness land. Look at this thing. You can just see the rear end of that VK not happy at the moment, just pushing that front wheel. Oh, and all the oversteer at the moment is just not coming his way. This is unbelievable stuff. Keeps going through, and he's racing onwards and upwards. Here is Fabian Fitness going for the long haul and trying to keep Lachlan Grant honest here, because the more these guys battle onwards, it's going to give Lee Crowther a bit of a go. Who's that off the field? That's a chainsaw sitting there as well off the track. So he's not ready to rock and roll for this one, unfortunately. I'll tell you what, good bit of racing. And I'll tell you what, that was an even better one from Captain Kirk. Just got himself, as we were watching that battle, got himself past Jace McFadden now. So he's been released from the shackles of Brian's cousin. That could be a double entendre there as well. What does Jace do in the after hours? Well, we know he shackles you up. That's about it. But, well, Captain Kirk has got 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 or 8 car lengths between himself and Fabian Fitness, which is equals about 2.2 seconds. And at that rate, this could be a very, very nice little scenario for the captain. If he can just clear Jace and keep that thing honest, we could go for it. And that could be interesting. Oh, no, what's happened to Dean Hanley? What have you done, Dino? I saw that timing tower just light up, and I clicked to Fergo because I'm expecting 2 cars to be there. And unfortunately, Dino's gone straight off at turn 1. Now he's going to be under threat from the haircut behind. Fergo's just racing onwards. He hasn't redressed the position, so was it maybe just an error from Dean Hanley out into turn 1, or just a bit overzealous on the old brake pedal deployment there was Dean Hanley, unfortunately, but he's found himself back down in 10th. Fergo skips onwards. Marshall survives somehow, and now he's got to try and catch Jason McFadden in front of him, because he's got a lot of insurance behind around out of turn 9, 8 we go, sorry. Now we're coming into turn 9 here with Harley Marshall, doing a great job out there as well. Another super chat from Talentless 1425 out there. What a man this guy is. Thank you for your support. Really, really, really appreciate it. That'll pay for another week of ramen out there for us. I can guarantee you that. Maybe even be able to upgrade to Migorang if we get another one as well out there. That could be interesting. But nonetheless, race onwards. Under 7 minutes to go. 6.5 and change here in the sprint. Here at Ruapuna, and Lee Crowther is just gapping everyone out there at the moment. He's handing scissors out. The front door out, the rear windscreen. He's just chopped a lot of them as a big man. Fabian Fitness has not been able to get on to Lachlan Grant out there. McFadden and Kirk have traded places, but not getting away as quick as I thought Captain Kirk would there in 4th and 5th at this stage. Let's go to this little battle here between Grand and the haircuts just starting to heat up a little bit here too. This is nice to see. Like a bit of Ford versus Holden action. You come to the right place. And looks like they've got Dean Hanley just in front of them as well. So if these two can just keep going forwards and not do that haircut all out sideways and too far for Brody Barber. He's out of this one. And that's him right there, still trying to get the thing rotated. And that is a poor situation for him. Long way between himself and Liam Holyoke. But we got him trying to be Tokyo Drift Master in Mr. Shootia. And couldn't get the thing turned around. Gives a lot of places away, unfortunately, there for haircut. Geez Louise, he'll be spewing about that in terms of track time at least. Remo Grant's got past him. Dean Hanley's okay with that one. He knows that there's one less person that's going to pass him as well. And Haxter in the chat's going, oh no, Dino. And he's put the old face palm up as well, so he's not happy out there. Ready to rock and roll though at the moment for a 5-minute scenario left in this race. Here's me, and here's the races out there too. Whistler's soft compound tyres have done a really good job of holding on here at the moment. Now doing 27.9s at the moment. That's his last lap. His best is a 27.7. And could he just be starting to get a little bit closer to one Andrew Ferguson here? 0.6 of a second now here for Derek Whistler. Does about 458,000 laps every fortnight. Does this man in the practice department. And it's starting to show off and pay off as well. Look at him. Just knows exactly where to put the car not hit that inside curve, just get it right to the outside apron on that concrete and just come through into turn 3. He goes, and Fergo's just on the slide everywhere. In fact, Fergo is doing what Derek Whistler did last round at Phillip Island. He was just four-wheel sliding, and everywhere was Derek Whistler, and no one could get past him. And there he goes, right on cue. Thanks, Derek. Just does a little bit of that for me as well. So it's the quickest way to go around these tight turns in a big banger. I don't know, but it's working at the moment for Andrew Ferguson. Looking pretty nicely here as well for Derek Whistler in those soft compound tyres. He doesn't want to get them too hot, because once they go, and they go. They're absolutely out of here. And we love seeing a bit of that action in the sliding department, but nothing too much. Now, we've got a bit of a scenario here for the race lead, because it was 2 seconds and now it's only 7/10 between Lachlan Grant and Lee Crowther, our leader, and Fabian Fitness now too, just probably getting half an opportunity as well. So what does this mean in the grand scheme of things? Well, I'll tell you what it means. It means Lee Crowther has made an error, or a blue flagger has come in the way and held him up, which I don't see where it possibly could have happened, because everyone on the in front of him is on the lead lap. There is no one out there at the moment to do so. But Lachlan Grant's now just that little bit closer. That's how close he is. He's our race leader to this man that we're on board with. And if Lachlan Grant can keep doing that, that's going to pay dividends, because you can break your way through the corner. As long as you get it pulled up enough so you don't spit yourself out too far the other side, it does pay dividends. And he's just starting to come to a little bit of a situation now, is Birdman, where those wings are starting to be flapped a little bit harder, I would say. They were just in cruise control, glide a little bit here, maybe just go up a bit in the updraft as well, and try to do your best impersonation of a wedge-tailed eagle in the Birdman household. Then all of a sudden it's just become a gutser. He's got a downdraft and he's just full turbulence himself out of a possible race lead here. Nearly, but it's not over yet. 2 minutes 43 seconds left to go in the race, and that is a bit wide there from the big man.
What happened, Mr.
I'll tell you what, it is getting pretty spicy out there. It's getting spicier than we thought. 8/10, 6/10 now is the gap between Lachlan Grant and Lee Crowther. Fabian still only 7/10 away, not been able to get any closer. Speaking of getting closer though, that lead lap is coming up for us, and I'll tell you what, the leader is 7/10 away from getting it taken off him, and so is Jason McFadden here. He's got Harley Marshall now hot on his tail. He's caught up to him, by the way, as Harley. Geez, he's done a good job. He's just singing this thing around the circuit and just giving Jason a little bit of the old hurry up too. Look at the way they both go about into turn 1 out the other side. Full pedal to the metal stuff. And Jason's going to be keeping himself honest here. He wants his top 5, and he's got 2 minutes to defend here from Big Harley Marshall, coming at a rate of knots. 28.8 was his last lap. 27.3 is his best. What was Jason's last lap? It was a 29.1. Oh no, there's a blue flag, but just gets out of the way nicely there. Does a Geeson. Thank you very much for that, they all say. And now Marshall looking pretty racy here. Ron's going to start getting into the chat there. Give us something, Rondo. Give us something out there, for Christ's sake, mate. Your son's inside the top 10 on debut here in the Big Bangers. This is as good as a win, I would say, so far. And he's trying to keep Jason McFadden honest here, and maybe even take P5 here. Pretty good stuff. Don't you worry about it. It's going to be on. Race 2 coming our way. It's a reverse top 10 grid too, by the way. So that's also something to think about for the grand scheme of things. Look, Lee Crowther is going to have to do it the hard way. Jason McFadden and Harley Marshall on your screen are going to sit exactly where they are, but in reverse positions too. They stay where they are, so they'll be familiar with this. But we're going to be on the final lap of the race right now. The white flag will be waved out there, and it is Lee Crowther struggling big time. 20, what was his last lap? 27.8 versus a 28 in the Lachlan Grant household. So they're racing onwards. It's going to be too far, too soon for that checkered flag to be waved. Give Lachlan Grant that maybe AP1 for him, and Lee Crowther will be wanting that thing to be coming quick, fast, and hard in terms of the flag waving department, because this battle now is getting a little bit feisty. That was a puncherino there from Fabian Fitness, who's really closed the gap there on that last lap. This is the final time here for the 20-minute sprint that they'll be able to do it, ladies and gentlemen. So, got to keep themselves honest here, and Fabian just needs to remind Lachlan Grant that he's there, and he is very, very feisty at the best of times. Is Fabian coming through turns 8. We go a long sweeping right hand up out the other side. Early shift there from Fabian, but he can't get the traction down. Then Lee Crowther has just launched himself out of there. Harley Marshall in 5th place. We've got to watch him as well, because 0.6 of a second is not too shabby. But Lee Crowther looks like he's going to take this one here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's only got a corner to navigate. Can he, for the love of Christ, not stuff it up into the final one? Looks pretty cool, calm and composed there. Has done it very, very nicely. And this man is going to be the winner here tonight for first blood scenario. Well done to big Lee Crowther. Crosses the line for P1 with Lachlan Grant, Fabian Fitness in second place. Is Marshall going to get Brian McFadden's cousin? No, he's not. He's all done out of it for that one. But pretty good showing there. Captain Kirk gets 4th. McFadden on your screen gets 5th. And then Harley Marshall 6th place with Andrew Ferguson 7th place for him. Whistler in 8th. The Chef in 9th. And Dean Hanley still gets a top 10. But what could have been for him? Came off the circuit at this turn right here. Wonder if that was an unforced error from him. Maybe we could hear from him in the chat later on. But Grant gets 11th place. 12th. Barber Hornby 13th. 14th for Richard King. 15th for Hollyoaks. 16th for Mark C. 17th for Magson. And then Drum's going to cross the line now to get the checkered flag for him because he's a lap down. Cosmo, a disappointing 19th for him too. He's only got one corner to navigate himself. And McCulloch will be out there. Wow, wait, what a super chat we've got going on here at the moment. We've got Talentless 1425 just absolutely donating to the high heavens here. And I'm absolutely stoked. I can't believe what's going on. It is just unbelievable. I've got no words, but thank you very much for your donation. It is really, really appreciated. And I hope you can start that bidding war out there for the rest of them as well in the meantime. But there can only be one man to win a race. And it is the man on your screen right here in the fair dinkum department. A cracking bit of driving from Lee Crowther in the first one. 20 minutes, one done and run. That's your sprint, which means we've got a beautiful situation coming our way. And that means that this man, celebratory donut style, can't even get the thing turned in. That's a bit embarrassing. Lee, you're going to have to try that one again. He's going to start from 10th because your next race, ladies and gentlemen, is the final one, but it is the feature of the evening. It is a 45-minute. Here, if you're new to the channel, you will not know that it is a 45-minute. It is a 45-minute reverse top 10. And then we've got a mandatory pit stop with a compound change coming everyone's way as well. So strap yourselves in. The order there on the timing tower. Crowther, Grant Fitness, Kirk, McFadden, Marshall, Ferguson, Whistler, Cook and Hanley. It's going to be flipped on its head, which means Hanley and Cook are going to share the front row. And that is going to be one for the Leviathans out there. Don't you worry about it. I'm getting fired up. I'm getting settled into this one. We're going to come back here with some words from our sponsors to set ourselves up for the brilliant final one out there at Ruapuna Raceway for the big bangers here. Season 2, Round 5. It's been off its chops early. Get your predictions in the chat in the meantime, and I'll be back here in just a hot second. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Simsational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full-price product on the website, enter the code Simsational, that is SIMSATIONINAL. Oh my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10%, did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%,
Oh,
mate. I
my
did not say
goodness.
5. I did not say 4. I said 10.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is your commentator of the evening, Zach O'Reilly, here for the beautiful Big Banger Series. This is Season 2 of the Championship. We're at Round 5. And boy, oh boy, do these boys like to keep it rumbling already and revving to go. And this man here is going to start off your pole position in one Dean Hanley. I reckon this man, at the perfect opportunity here, if he keeps it together, will be the man who can absolutely smash it here tonight. If there's any opportunity for a race win, he needs to start off pole, and that is what Dean Hanley could do. But he had to do it the hard way in race 1. He started from 10th. From 10th. He started from 5th, ended up in 10th, and that's why he's got this one. Hayden Cook is going to be next to him off row 1. Row 2 goes to Derek Whistler, with Ferguson sharing that one with him. Marshall 6th in 5th place, and Jason McFadden in 6th place. Flipped on its head. These two boyos, Captain Kirk and Fabian Fitness, in the 4th row, with the 5th row shared between Lachlan Grant and Lee Crowther. And we just had a disconnection there. Not the opportune time. Not ideal, ladies and gentlemen, but we are about to get ready and racing here tonight for the final time. This is the Big Banger Series. This is round 5, and this is where the 45-minute comes in. Mandatory pit stops. Are we going to get a lights? And we are going off and racing, and it's a good start there from Dean Hanley. But I'll tell you what, I reckon the big man, Chef, has got a better one, and he has too. He's going to flick it around the outside on Dino Hanley. The VK Commodore's just got the horsepower. Into turn 1 he goes. Dean Hanley's covered him off. Bit of argy-bargy in the background, and there goes McFadden. He is tiptoeing his way around and out of this one. Look out, I can't even catch him. He's gone straight to the back end, and he's out of this one. Goodness me. Dead set, poor start there from the big man. He will be spewing about that. They're all trying to get through there at the same time. Whistler's under all sorts because there goes Lachlan Grant too. 3 wide. Hornby's on the inside coming into the hairpin. Lachlan Grant's gone deep under brakes. Hornby's up the inside as well of Whistler, who's in the middle, but now it's a 2x2 scenario, and out the other side they go. Look at this though at the battle pack for P1. It's already been done by Dean Hanley on Chef, who's gone backwards. Now Ferguson's going to get involved in M2. Now they're trading here at the moment. There is some scratches all over these cars at this stage. Goodness me, Chef comes out the other side. Ferguson trying to fight it the long way around the trailer park girl department here. Can he get that job done? He's going to have to be careful because here comes Harley Marshall straight up the inside from him too. Now we're racing on. This is good stuff here. Clean racing as well. Look at that from Marshall. Just muscles his way. The Chef is gone. Fergo's going for him. Chef's going backwards here at the rate of knots. Unbelievable stuff. Ferguson now is going to have to be careful. He hasn't got the job done over the Chef there. Beautiful stuff. And here comes Fabian Fitness too as well. What are these cameras doing? They're just taking the absolute P155, but the Chef has gone from P1 down to P5 in a lap. Fitness has got 4th straight away off him. Now it's still race onwards. Dean Hanley, he's leading this one. Harley Marshall very, very close behind, who's gone on the soft compound tyre to start. That's ambitious. He's going to have to change compound at some stage. What's he going to run with? He's going to run with the medium. He probably learnt that that big Derek Whistler got through that race as well with all of that toing and froing on the soft compound tyre. So a bit of learning from him to do. Oh no, Cosmo. He was right up there in the 10 and he sent it way too wide at the exit of entrance into turn 1, and he's going to go back down to 15th place for him. Now he's going to be on the fight back for Bill Cosmo and the Red Roo. Beautiful looking XC Falcon, and it is on here for P1 because Harley Marshall has just tried to go on Dean Hanley and he's given him a bit of a punterino, but he's let off the throttle. Thank goodness. How did Dean Hanley catch that one? I will never know, but it has invited Fergo back into the racing, and this is great stuff. Let's have a look over the rear view of that beautiful XC Falcon that Dean's got, and he's got Harley Marshall now under all sorts because here comes Andrew Ferguson, really hot on the pressure from Fabian Fitness and Derek Whistler there too. So it is now just all about who's got the major league pace here, because it's now a cork in the bottle situation for P1 in Dean Hanley. Harley Marshall's got a beautiful opportunity here to lead in his first time. Dean Hanley's gone wide. He's out onto the bundo. Now it's going to be an overlap scenario, and here comes Harley Marshall down the inside. Can he get the job done? I think he's going to cover this one off nicely. Dino's just going to stick it fat around the outside. Go for the up and under if he can. He can't get the thing turned in. And Harley Marshall is leading a race. Ron Marshall out there in the chat. Your son is just going absolutely off chops here. Fair dinkum in the fair dinkum department. This is unbelievable. On debut, leading a big bangers race is one Harley Marshall. Welcome back to the championship, and boy oh boy, on those soft compound tyres, he's gonna have to do it the long way here. Can he go maybe a soft and then a hard to finish off? That could be interesting if he pits early with the gap in the field at the moment pretty bunched up. If it stayed that way and he was to pit early, he'd come out with a beautiful bit of clean air scenario, I reckon, behind him by the time he changed those tyres. So we'll see what will happen here with Harley Marshall out in front now, and he's just gapping the rest, but we're going to have to go back here to Dean Hanley because he's fought very hard. Marshall just nearly punterinoed him out of it, and he's gapped Andrew Ferguson. So this is good stuff. Good racing and pretty hard, fast and mean in that opening stanza. Lachlan Grant, though, has been the biggest loser of this one. Our P2 getter in race 1, has just stuck himself back into 9th and just stayed there at this stage. And that is very wide there from Hornby. Very sideways as well. Look at Barber in front. He's got a beautiful view now of that car. A little bit hot under the tyre department here. Lovely bit of driving there from Hornby, though. Oh, sorry, it's Magson, in fact, to keep it on the racetrack. Quick customer when he wants to be. And he's just racing onwards and upwards here. This is cracking stuff. Beautiful bit of driving here from everyone in Sundry. And I'll tell you what, when it comes to racing, these boys know how to do it. They're doing it a good way at the moment. Pretty clean, but pretty hard and fast. Look at this, though, in Fabian Fitness department. Very nice. He has got a beautiful run here now. We're going to have to look over, well, we were going to have to look over the dash if we can get there. Over for Andrew Ferguson's rear wing. Fabian's gone down the first place. Now he'll slap it out into first. Now into second gear he comes out. Barber and Magson have just traded places as well, so we're going to have to cross to them too. That's a good little bit of racing. And now we've got Lachlan Grant getting involved in this, and Lee Crowther, our race 1 winner here. These two, P1 and 2, just sticking back and watching the rest of them stream ahead here at the moment. No need for risk, no need for that, but just as I say that, they all just go nuts and try to go up the inside. That is haircut wide. That is Magson wide as well. And the wheel department have all nearly touched each other up. up, and poor old Brody Barber has just come out worst of that in the situation department. Nowhere for him to go. Maxon's going backwards. Crowther's got him. Birdman's got out around the outside as well. So that is up to P8 and 7 now for Grant and Crowther. They've cleared that little bit of pack that was holding them up. So now they're released and they can go off and racing. And speaking of off and racing, it's happening there. It's happening here for P4, 3 and 2 at the moment. Dean Hanley is just getting caught in this bottle at the moment. And so is Fergo too, because Fergo has got a lovely bit of run on it. We'll watch and see what Fabian Fitness has got here in the view department. Jesse Marshall's also introduced himself into the chat, saying, go and get it, me old son and his brother. And that is good to see, though. All the Marshalls are back here at Simsational TV. Jeez, it's a good night. This just makes me very, very happy indeed to see this. But look at Fabian Fitness now. Speaking of happy, he's got a suck. Is Fergo going to defend from him? He doesn't, but I'll tell you what, Fabian could have just maybe go for it. Maybe could have gone for it then, but he chose not to. So a bit of wise decision making there from Fabian. Just patience is a virtue scenario there for him. Virgo let it right open for him, but he'll just keep racing on. Good stuff from these four. It's getting pretty spicy here at the moment. It's also getting spicy there for Mark C, because he has just yeeted himself off at turn 1. It's just caused some casualties here tonight in both races. And I'll tell you what, it's only me out here tonight, Jesse. It's your old mate Zacko commentating tonight, so good to have you here, and geez, it makes my heart full. I'll let Chris O know when he comes back from singing his heart out that we had all the Marshalls on track and off it in the same stream. Beautiful place to be, Simsational TV. And look at Lachlan Grant, though, just Tokyo drifting his way, trying to find himself back onto the arse end of the chef in front of him. Good on him. This is great stuff here from these two. You've got a little bit of a disadvantage at the moment here, you would say, probably for Lachlan Grant, because he needs to clear this man and get out in front, because Crowther at the moment has not got the pace on that hard compound tyre. Look at that for a beautiful up and under there from Lachlan Grant. Straight away on the medium, says thank you. I will be here and I will get 6th place. And that is mine for the taking, and that is where I'll be. And off we go into the sunset. Try and catch me now, chef, because we've got a quick customer in Crowther. You don't want to lose another place either, is what he's saying to him. So racing onwards, chef will get a reverse suck as the fastest lap of the race goes to Lee Crowther, a 28.2 to start his proceedings so far. Bit of really nice racing here from him as well. Just being patient and just making his way through the field very, very nicely. McFadden and Cosmo also have just traded places. There's some smoke signals off in front as well. Was that Magton? No, it wasn't. It must have been a blue flagger. But Jason and Bill having a good little race. These two came at Gutser and nearly together as well. Goodness me, what is going on with this camera tonight? Unbelievable. I leave it there. It should just stay there. Assetto Corsa, what are you doing to me? But nonetheless, Cosmo and McFadden had a ripper of a race together at Hinton Valley in Season 1. And boy, oh boy, did they keep each other entertained for a good 25 minutes or so. So can this do it in reverse here? It was Cosmo in front of McFadden. And now it's McFadden in front of Cosmo. But who's going to be the better of the two? We'll see what they can do and keep an eye out on them for the rest of this race. What is Dean Hanley doing versus Andrew Ferguson? He's keeping Fergo at bay on these hard compound tyres, is Dean Hanley. Mediums are on Fergo here at the moment. Pretty good to see that that these boys are keeping it clean, but Dean Hanley as well needs to be patted on the back for not only just being able to keep in front on the slower of the compounds in the hard, but having the guts to start on them. Because it's not easy when you go out on cold tyres to start a race on the slowest of the compounds versus everyone else and still keep it relatively in where you started. You started in P1, but Chef got him and he went back around the outside and got him back for that. And then Marshall just came through on the softs and said, see you, mother, and I'm out of here. It was pretty good to have, but nonetheless, we just keep on racing through this one as Marshall's still out in front. Dean Hanley, second place here on your screen. And then you've got Lee Crowther, who's just lined up a move here, I reckon, on the chef. It was side by side there into the hairpin. Out the other side they go. A lovely bit of driving is going to be on the outside of the circuit, but chef lets him go. And into 7th place goes Lee Crowther. He'll be happy about that. He's got another one ticked off the box. Still got a lot of racing to go, though. 35 minutes, in fact, for everyone else out there. And that is what we want to see. That's how we do it. That's how these boys know where their racing strategies are. They'll have more information than you and I out there at the moment. But we'll have a look through on the timing tower. We'll look at the positions gained and changed here. Harley Marshall up 5 from where he started. Dino Hanley effectively from lap 1 started where he is finished at the moment in second place. Fergo 2 places up with Fitness 5 places up as well. The biggest mover and shaker is Maxon and Cosmo, both there in what is that, in 11th and 13th position respectively there. So they're doing a great job. Hornby's already come into the pits as he DNF'd. I think he might have. He's been sitting there for 9 minutes, so he's out of this one, unfortunately, is the Hornmeister. No one's stopped yet. We've completed 7 laps of the race, so nice bit of driving here between everyone in sundry. Fergo has not been able to catch Dean Hanley on that medium compound, but Fabian has. Fabian's looking for half a move into turn 3. Goodness me, in the fair dinkum motor taking department. That was close, but not close enough there for Fabian. He's going to have to go back to the drawing board and sing to the high heavens once again. Lovely bit of commitment there from Fabian to just show the nose, but he knew he was too far away to go for a move on Andrew Ferguson. So back to the drawing board for him. Dean Hanley just making a mare of this lap. You can see how wide he's going everywhere, and he was 9/10 in front of this man. Now that's just been negated back down to only half a second thereabouts. This is good stuff. At the moment, it's not where the Fergmeister will want to be, and look at that commitment from him. Just gets it in, slaps it out the other side. Dean Hanley was really wide there in P2. Fergo was none the wiser and just came up and under and went for it because he's got to hurry up. He's getting pushed along by this man now in Fabian Fitness. Out of the final turn we go, up the racetrack. Very nice racing. This is how you do it. This is just line astern, calm, cool, and collected stuff, and take your opportunity when you possibly can. And now this is where Fabian's got a beautiful run to do it. Now he's going to stick it up the inside, but Fergo really went to the old defensive line, but that's going to hurt him. He's just locked it up. There's smoke signals Bob Marley style, and there he goes, Andrew Ferguson off the racetrack at turn 1. And there goes Derek Whistler as well, just absolutely himself past, and says, "What are you doing, Fergo? I'll take that one. Thank you very much for the overambitious driving style there." And that is P4 now for Derek Whistler. Ferguson's just nearly even got done by Lachlan Grant too in the meantime. So from 3rd place now down to 5th, maybe 6th in a heartbeat, here's Andrew Ferguson with Lachlan Grant here now doing a great job to see if he can catch him. Goodness me, that is what racing's about. You just never know what happens, and look at that from Lachlan Grant. He's just lost it on the entrance into turn 4. Got the thing pulled up nicely, but out the other side. Luckily, indeed, that he came through with that one and kept that move on, because he needs to, right now, get himself literally onto the arse end of Fergo, because I think that Whistler here hasn't got the old Pacerino over Fergo when he gets it right. But if Whistler keeps it consistent and keeps it on the defense, that's going to draw Andrew Ferguson back into this man. And he'll be backing him up like a $2 hooker on a Saturday night, will Andrew Ferguson, at the best of times. But it won't be any money exchanged. It'll just be absolutely nothing in the communication department for Lachlan Grant. So he'll start to get pissed off. And then that means that we've got a little bit of argy-bargy going on between those two, which equals entertainment for me and a bit of a sad and sorry scenario for everyone else out there. And this is where it's going to happen now. Andrew Ferguson has done enough dancing for Lachlan Grant. He's had enough. Can he get around the outside into turn 1? He can't. Fergo just came off here and he's nearly done it again mid-corner. That's going to invite Lachlan Grant up the inside. Is he going to have the overlap? He is, because the next corner is a right-hander, and that left-hander, sorry, and that's where Lachlan Grant needs to be. Fergo's going to try and do it around a long way. He does. He forces Lachlan Grant to the inside, and he says, "Nah, not that easy, son. You can cop a bit of my ass end a little bit more," and Lachlan Grant's not happy about it. You can see him just rightly pissed off there as he came around into turn 3 entrance, and Lachlan Grant just has to go back to the drawing board now. Just think about where he sits in the old fair dinkum department out there. Pretty good stuff, but I tell you what, it's on. Between these two, now angry. I'll tell you who's going to have the first of the red mist coming into the old cockpit scenario. I don't know. I think it's probably going to be Fergo, because he's angry at the best of times, but nonetheless, he definitely knows exactly where to put a car in the defensive masterclass department too. So we'll see what he can do. And look at Whistler. He's way out there. He's a car in front of that white XE Falcon in front of us in the black drums department, and doing a great job. And Fergo, he's just all over the shop here. He's driving angrily. He's overdriving the thing, and Lachlan Grant just he just gets teased every single time. Go for the up and under, son. There he goes. Switches it back through. Now he's got the beautiful run. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable race, and they're doing their best impressions of 2 races today on the racetrack as well, and it's a beautiful drive there from Lachlan Grant. Nothing that Andrew Ferguson can do but just sit there and stay right with him. Now he's going to break it into turn 1. Fergo's going to dive it back underneath though. Lachlan Grant's seen him coming. He's even pushed it wide as Andrew Ferguson, nearly into the side. of Lachlan Grant. That was hairier than a Greek's back, but nonetheless, they come out of it unscathed and cleanly, and Lachlan Grant comes straight in to P5 now. P4 is 2.5 seconds up the road. This is going to be very nice for him. Can he get himself a little bit further than what we're thinking he would be, and get himself into P4 in the advantageous department? That is what we want to find out in this one. We are, ladies and gentlemen, 29 minutes to go in a 45-minute. So that means we're 16 minutes down here in the old fair dinkum racing department, and it has been a battle of Leviathans right here on screen. Now we've got another one starting to brew up here, because Fergo deleted himself out of the equation of these three, which could possibly have been one of the best battles I've ever seen in my life, but nonetheless it is now down to 2, and it's Fabian Fitness versus Dean Hanley. One compound on the hard, one compound in the medium, and the medium goes to this man that we're on board with. The hard compound is the guy in front, who's just driving it nicely, cleanly, and full dead set, flat out. It doesn't look like it, but that's as much as he can possibly get out of those hard compound tyres. Meanwhile, Fabian's in his dirty air, trying to stick off the back of him and just keep it clean, but also try to overtake him as well. Well, as we've seen in racing, nonetheless, doesn't matter what category you're looking at, in the fair dinkum undercut scenario department, it is one of those things where it can either work one way or the other. Are you going to go long on the slower compound and be slower net, or are you going to do what Fabian does just then and absolutely yeet it across the infield and then come out the other side nice and easily, just like that? You just don't know. But that's what racing's about. It's unpredictable. Is Dean Hanley going to be able to hold on, though, on those hard compound tyres, and then do what Harley Marshall looks like he is doing out in front at the moment? Speaking of which, we're going to have to give him some screen time, because this man's on debut, ladies and gentlemen, in the Big Bangers. Hasn't had a race. Hasn't been seen, in fact, for probably the good, I would say, 9 months, maybe, in the old racing land here. And he's just come back onto the scene and bolts on a set of softs, gaps everyone in the regular department by 6 seconds thereabouts, and goes around and just says, you know what, come and catch me in the old roadways, VK Commodore. Lovely bit of driving here from Harley Marshall. Let's ride on board here. I'm going to give the vocal cords a break and see what this man can do for this lap here around Ruapuna. Right on board here, ladies and gentlemen. Turn it up. Listen to this VK Commodore sing under Harley Marshall's control. And right on cue goes Harley Marshall into the pits, because we just saw one Fabian Fitness and one Lachlan Grant take their mandatory pit stop, and they have come out at the moment in 11th and 13th. Captain Kirk has gapped it, which inherits now Dean Hanley the lead of this race. And he's going the long way. He's going long on these hard compound tyres. The softs are dead on Harley Marshall's car, so he's going to have to come in and swap. What compound will he come out onto the racetrack in? We will find out very shortly. Once that pit stop is completed, it is Whistler in second place, Ferguson in third on those mediums, also going probably for the half scenario and going for it well. And Ron Marshall just come into the chat, ladies and gentlemen, and just said, well, you know what, as the father of one H Marshall out there on track, I apologise there, it is H Marshall out there. I'll tell you what, a couple of people will be thinking, who is this bloke? Can he even speak English? Ron Marshall, back to the topic, has just come out and said, well, I've taught him well. And dead set, I'll tell you what, you have taught him well. He's done a lot of work in the off-season, I reckon, as Harley Marshall, and Loving Life just injects himself into the series and goes bang. But speaking of bang, it is Dean Handley's opportunity now to just keep this thing on the racetrack. 27.8 is his best lap on a set of hards, which is not mucking around, ladies and gentlemen. 28.6 is at the moment for him. So he's coming to that point where he will probably come in and go, when will I pit? And where will I do it? Because he has to be wary of this man, who was in the lead of the race by a long way, but on the quickest compound. So it was the quickest compound on the soft versus the slowest compound on the hard between Dean Handley and this man. And he was 6 seconds out in front when he came into the pits. How much has that offset him in the old undercut, overcut department? We will find out once Dean Handley pits, but they're racing around again. Dino's gone for another lap too. So Harley Marshall's in around and onto the front straight away. Into the pits, excuse me, goes Andrew Ferguson for his stop now. So he's had enough of those mediums. He's going to have to go a medium to a hard or a soft. Which way is he going to go? He saw that Harley Marshall could do it that length of time, but it was not halfway on a set of softs. We'll see what Andrew Ferguson has bolted on once he comes out of the pits there. The timing tower will update us right about now, ladies and gentlemen, if it wants to. And he's come out on the soft, so he has done what Harley Marshall has done. And they've done exactly the same thing, just in reverse order. Medium to soft, soft to medium in the pit stop department. So now they've all serviced them, and now they're racing onwards. Let's have a quick look at what the pit stop scenario is. You can see on the timing tower, Fabian, Kirk, Grant, Ferguson, all have taken their stop. Bill Cosmo's taken a stop as well early. And now, Lachlan Grant, 1H Marshall as well, has also taken a stop too. And that is not what you want to do on a fresh set of medium compounds, is just get them hot early. For Andrew Ferguson, you need to keep them nice and easy. Soft compound tyre, in fact, because you need to last them till the end of the race. Big boy. See what you can do out there as well. But the gaps have all started to peter out a little bit. So we'll get back to the old intervals here, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see that the closest gap on the track at the moment is here with the man who's effectively was in the lead of this race. Where he will come out, we don't know yet. But 1H Marshall in there. McFadden is his next target on the racetrack, and instead of medium compound booted on his thing, what is his first lap going to do as we cross the start finish line? It's going to be a 27.4. So he is already lapping 0.4 of a second quicker than what the man in the lead is Dean Handley. So Dino now really needs to watch out, and he needs to know that that is happening and get himself into the pits very, very soon if he wants to take over the lead of this race. And I reckon that one Dean Handley would also come out on a set of medium compound tyres till the end if he pits in the next 2 laps. If he doesn't, he's going to try and do it with the old slingshot reel on the set of softs and come out the other side and maybe give this man a bit of pressure at the end. But we will find out soon, and he's really closing in now on Jason McFadden. Is 1H Marshall. Beautiful stuff here from Harley, doing a great job, running great guns out there, and it's pretty nice to see that this man just debuts himself and thinks about a race win. We probably wouldn't thought that was going to happen at all with the fierce competition he's got here on the track, but nonetheless he's showing them all up and showing them how to do it. Captain Kirk has also really climbed onto the back end now here of Fabian Fitness too. So all these guys pitted at the same time. I think Captain Kirk pitted 1 lap later than Fitness and Grant, and he's still come out in the middle of them. In fact, I am probably wrong. Let's see where he is on the pit stop department. Yeah, he has pitted. So the interesting stuff there from now with Captain Kirk. He could also be in for a bit of a championship battle. A race win battle as well as a championship battle if he keeps his form up too, in fact, because he is a quick customer. If he just keeps him going, this man knows exactly what to do. He works night shift as Captain Kirk, so when he wakes up for his season of big bangers, he's about 2 hours out of bed. The brain is fresh. He's ready to rock. And that is what we're doing. And look at that. He set a purple in the first sector quicker than anyone. There was Mark C coming out of the racetrack. Got right out of the way at the best point he possibly could. And now it's on between Marshall and McFadden. Into turn 2 we go. Oh, McFadden just punted him a little bit wide there. That was a bit ambitious there from Harley Marshall. But I'll tell you what, Jason's an honest racer when he wants to. He knew he just touched him. Just had to sit back as per the rules. If you just give someone a old yibbiter off the track, you can come out dead set in a redress situation. He didn't want to do that, so he just self-pulled up and let Harley gallop on in front of him. And if you think that these boys here at the moment not racing genuinely as quick as you can, I'll tell you what, it is literally so hard out there. This track is challenging, it's tight, it's mean, it's hard, it's fast, and it's clean. And at this rate, these boys, I can't believe it, they've kept it more on the circuit than what the in real life boys have. So full credit to everyone out there tonight racing on the circuit. It is great to see. That's the quality of drivers that we've got. And the battles have just been fierce, and they're kicking off left, right, and center every time we look up and down the circuit. In fact, with this one here, because Haircuts just made a mare out of, I think that is now turn 11 we are approaching, and Fabian's got him done for all money. Straight up the inside he goes, and Barber's gone backwards one position. Into the pits comes Jason McFadden, excuse me, to release himself out of that battle. And look at this at the back. It's looking pretty close here because Barber's got swallowed up as well by Captain Kirk. So Captain's on the march. As I said, Barber's lost 2 positions in one corner and a straight. And even Lachlan Grant nearly got poleaxed there as well, because he was right on the anchors there, was Brody Barber. And Grant was just coming in like a missile in Iran style and just didn't get the thing pulled up in time. Nearly yeeted himself off the circuit. Whistler at the moment. Barber, sorry. He's just all over the place. He's given enough racing room there, but Lachlan Grant's just going to try and nudge himself up underneath into the braking scenario. Around the hairpin we go. Can he get the power down and gallop out the other side? It's a drag race now. He's going to be on the wrong side of the circuit here is Lachlan Grant. Barber's going to stick there with him. Good door-to-door racing here between these two. Barber goes up and under, but now here comes Lachlan Grant for the switchback. On board with him at the moment, and he's got that job done. There he goes. Around the outside, trailer park girl style, goes Lachlan Grant on Brody Barber. Lovely bit of driving, and look at this though, bit of a muscle pass there, I reckon, just from Harley Marshall now into 4th place, and he is, oh my goodness me, he is only 14 seconds off the lead of this race, where Dean Hanley has still not pitted. That is dead set going to be like taking candy from a baby, I reckon, here for Harley Marshall. He's just sung his way through. I think Dino's just probably trying to skip himself and keep him honest and open for second place here between the rest of them, but he's got to come in soon. 28.9 is his best. Harley Marshall's last lap was a 28.8 mid overtake though, so it's pretty good. And look at the super chats coming again from Mr. Talentless 1425. At this moment, he's gonna, I think he's gonna be buying some shares here in Simsational TV on the monopoly share market that we've got out there at the moment. If you're a betting man, we don't have anything, but if you want to get involved, give us a yell, and we can set up a poll out there as well, and maybe you could be 2-for-1 odds, and we could have the Simsational Bet Star of the Year. Gamble responsibly, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how we go racing out there at the moment. But it is one H Marshall on the screen. Gonna be 14 seconds away from taking P1 once again. 17 minutes left and change out of the 45 minute, which means we've done 28 so far in this race, and it's shown everyone what to do and how to go racing. And one Marshall on screen has shown him exactly what to do. Soft to a medium compound. How long will this tyre last though is the question, because if Dean Hanley decides to go into the pits now, which he does, that's going to be a scenario where he's going to have to think about going on the mediums or the softs. Here comes your effective race leader around turn 11, ladies and gentlemen. Dean Hanley has not even stopped yet on his marks, so he's going to sling his way through into P1 for the new race leader, ladies and gentlemen. This is a good little stanza here from Harley Marshall, just showing us how it's all done and keeping us very, very honest in the meantime. This is unbelievable stuff, but we're going to get back to a bit of battling, because Dean Hanley's just come out of the pits and he's just managed to get past one of the lap traffic cars. I think that's Magson. Yeah, it is Magson out there. So Dean Hanley's out in 8th place. He's got Grant, Fitness, and Kirk in front of him, who have all pitted, and Marshall. So a horrible scenario here for Dean Hanley. He's lost. He was in 2nd, and now he's lost all of it, and he's lost 4 positions in that pit stop stanza. Not ideal for the big man. Not ideal at all. But you know, that's what they say in racing. You either got it or you don't in the old strategical department. And the man here at the moment is hoping that these fresh set of mediums can catch him back up to the rest of the field. He's only, what is he? He's only 4 seconds away from catching Fabian Fitness, but he's 3 seconds away at the moment from even getting to Lachlan Grant. So these 3 on the circuit here, you can see them there. They're all just starting to bunch up a little bit now. This is Grant, Kirk, and Fitness I'm talking about, all on screen right there in descending order, and you just don't know what can happen. Marshall is definitely in the lead of this race. Whistler and Crowther have not pitted, I don't think yet. No, Crowther has not pitted either. So this is just now a cakewalk here so far for Harley Marshall out there in the fair dinkum department. See what he can produce out there. But Birdman in second place. Whistler, first time leading a race here at Simsational, genuinely at the moment too. So he's done well. Kirk and Chef come back into the pits. Kirk has pitted early, unfortunately, for him. And he's gone round for the second time. So he's going to fall backwards down the field. So is the Chef as well. McFadden's got past them too on the timing tower. But this man, Derek Whistler here, he's 450,000 laps during the practice fortnight. Has worked out for him because he has got himself into P1. Although he's got 1.3 seconds now between himself and Lee Crowther, he can now say he's led his Big Bangers Championship Series race. Great stuff from the big man. Really, really nice to see out there as well. And you can just see it just starting to get a little bit closer now for Lee Crowther. We'll see what he can see on board here at Ruapuna. There's a speedway off in the background that is where the dirt racing is. There's no dirt here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Green as a green traffic light. Beautiful stuff. And Kermit the Frog's bumhole. I can give you the hot tip. There goes Whistler into the pits, and so does Crowther. He follows him as well. So now these two are going to have a pit stop battle of their own coming our way. They can accelerate up. Not doing that. Lee Crowther just pinned himself in. Get themselves down to the 80km/h pit speed limit. Derek Whistler just came in at a rate of knots there, all crossed up as well. Now we're going to see who can come out in front, but that's going to give this man the lead of the race. One Marshall in the Harley department has come through, and he's leading this race with 13.5 minutes to go. Really, really nice stuff there from Harley, and his dad's cheering him on in the chat. Nice driving, Harley, he says, in the Ron Marshall household. Very, very nicely done. He's got 5 seconds. The gap between himself and Fabian Fitness, who's on the hard compound tyre, so slower than the medium. But this could be the first time on the big man's oh no, what's happened to Dean Handley? He's gone off the circuit, unfortunately. I think he's just had a mare there, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have a replay function, but we saw him climb and then tumble down the timing tower, and Whistler's got past him coming out of the pits. Ferguson also got past him too, so 7th place now for Dean Handley. Not the scenario he was wanting tonight, I can guarantee you that one. Look at this though, a good battle here. Cosmo has come through and taken P12 off Brody Barber. Good little battle here. This is unbelievable stuff. Barber now, we'll ride on board with him and see what he's got in the view of the Bill Chaminda household. And this is good racing here. Bill's not going to let this one go. He goes defensive early, gets himself into the middle of the circuit, folds it in. Very, very nicely done. Out the other side of the hairpin, turn 3 he goes. Gets on the throttle pedal. Barber tried to go the long way when he got his throttle pedal down, but had nothing to show for in the old pace department. Bill's just defending. Holding up big time. This is where the track is very, very challenging to get through here. And Barber is just finding it an absolute impossible task here to get through on Bill Cosmarikas here at the moment. Lovely driving in the both of them, but he's going to go for the up and under though. Jeez Louise, he had the old traction department down. That looked a bit Benetton 1995 scenario there with the old traction control. Bill's trying to go around the outside, can't get it done. And Brody Barber's just put the pedal to the metal. Out the other side he goes, and he'll retake that 13th place again. We'll keep an eye out for that one. We'll keep an eye out for this man, Dean Handley, who's going to be driving angry now because Fergo, in the background, there goes Mr. Magson. He's 15th place and out of this one. But look at Dean Handley driving angrily now. He's got Fergo right in front of him. Really needs to go for it now, does Dean Handley. He's got no option but to get any position back he possibly can. Fergo's on the soft compound tyre, but those things are absolutely dead as a doornail. He's sliding that thing around more than a penguin on ice, is Andrew Ferguson, and it's just heating those things up to about boiling point there on the compound department. He even goes over the curb. Dino's just stuck mid-track, gets himself back in. He'll go for the old Power Reno out the other side into the long right-hand sweeper we've got coming our way. But it is looking pretty ominous here for Andrew Ferguson. Dean Handley's got the medium set up nicely. Driving very, very well is this man too after a bit of a fight back. Really, 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 really nice stuff from these boyos. I'm enjoying this. 10 minutes and 43 seconds to go. And it's just been unbelievable support out there. And thank you very much to Mr. Cowie Motorsports himself just for the donations out here. Just showing the support for the stream and loving every bit of it out there as well. He's entertained. I hope you all are entertained out there as well tonight. This has been cracking stuff and scenes from yesteryear in terms of racing. Get your actions out, get the strategies on, and it's just been a bloody unbelievable out there tonight. What can we see though from the rest of the boyos? I don't know, because when it comes to racing, it is one Dean Handley who loves to get a bit of fresh air and out the other side, but can he get that job done? I don't know. I don't know. Because right at this stage, he looks pretty much on point to get past Andrew Ferguson. But it's at what point we do so. And that's when we just don't know where we're going to look. And half a second on the racetrack, he's the closest battle by a country mile. That's why we're looking at it. Because he's got some fans. He's got Kirsty out there watching. He's got, which is his better half. He's got his eldest son out there as well in Liam, giving him a good old cheer on as well. And he needs to get himself back up to where he rightly should be in third place after a bit of a mare in the pit stop strategy department, but then also just coming off the circuit and doing it again there. Here's Dean Hanley, just giving Fergo a bit of a release. You know what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. And that is now 9/10 of a second that he has to gain again, because he has to gain it fast because this man's coming through as well. Entering the chat is Brian's cousin, ladies and gentlemen. He loves himself sick. There's this man. We've been told on the racetrack he has about 25 mirrors around him in the cockpit that we can't see. And then in the bedroom, his bedroom is just a mirror. The front door's a mirror, the bedroom door, the shower, the roof, the back panels, the old bed head is just a mirror, because he just can't see a world without himself in it at any stage. You should see his actual car as well. You think there's a car going down the M1 freeway in New Zealand, and it's just a mirror. It blinds you, and that's not even the best part of it. His head is also just as shiny as that too. He's a balding gentleman, gets the old boot polish on, and just gives everyone else out there a bit of the old put on the Ray-Ban scenario. Does this man, Jason McFadden, and he's driving well tonight. 8th place, he'll be very, very happy with that. And here comes Dean Hanley, also very, very happy with his pace now, but not happy overall in the race department, I don't think. Let's see what he can see from Fergo's perspective, because Fergo has just been smashing it. Left, right, and centre. These tyres on his car are absolutely dead as a dog's dinner in the old soft department. And he's gone wide there, and that's way off the circuit. And there goes Dean Hanley. Ferguson just did exactly what Dean Hanley did on the last lap, and just inherits a P6, does Dean Hanley. And Dean has just been reminded what it is like to go out there, and just keeping him honest. But we've got a bit of a battle brewing here. We've got a bit of a battle brewing up ahead as well. Watch out for P1, ladies and gentlemen. Harley Marshall and Fabian Fitness are now only separated by 1 second. And Marshall's on the medium compound. So is he just not set the thing up to be dead set quick on a medium tyre versus that hard compound of Fabian Fitness, who in tyre department scenarios should be galloping away to Harley Marshall over Fabian. But at the moment, it's getting close. It's under a second. We're going to have to go to them very, very shortly, because that is your gap for the race lead. With under 8 minutes to go, it's nearly 7 minutes left in this race, and the championship leader is starting to get a little bit feisty now. He can smell it. He can even just start to get a whiff of the fumes coming out the side exhaust of this VK Commodore in front of him, and this XE Falcon is just launching its way around this racetrack. Very, very nicely done from Fabian on the chargeback. Probably didn't think that was going to happen at all. It was 5 seconds. Up the road was Fabian Fitness, and Fabian, it was Harley Marshall to Fabian Fitness, sorry, and now it is under a half a second, ladies and gentlemen, right on board. Let's see what he can see. Look at that VK Commodore in front, just dancing his way across every bit of the racetrack here in that medium compound tyre department. Not set up at all at the moment is Harley Marshall's car. Fabian Fitness knows how to drive a race car, though, in any compound, and it's looking like he's just got this thing settled in. It's a different car, the XE Falcon versus that VK. Look at the thing just slipping and sliding and char-charing its way on the exit. Fabian is just right on him here, ladies and gentlemen. This is good stuff. This is what we come for with the 6 minute mark. 8 seconds away from the race end. And it's just starting to get a little bit feisty and a bit slidey there from Harley Marshall. Full locked up, crossed up. That front tyre on the left-hand side will be dead set a 50-cent coin. Maybe even just a bit of a ground down 20-cent. That's how bad it'll be. And Fabian's looking for a move. Just waits for it at turn 2. Out the other side, Harley Marshall's gone a bit wide. Fabian nearly crossed himself up and spun himself Brody Barber style off the racetrack. Gets it pulled up. Turn 3 now to navigate. In there sliding at all four-wheel style is Harley Marshall. Fabian's just easing it in there, just like he's on a Sunday drive here. This could be a beautiful little bit of a switchback here for Fabian. He could get the race lead and the race victory here. 1.2 seconds splits him and Grant, though, behind. And it's looking pretty ominous now for Harley Marshall out in front. Good driving from the both of them. Keeping it mean, clean, and slippy as well. Here's one Harley Marshall, but Fabian, smooth, calm, cool, and collected. And he's just biding his time, because the more that Harley Marshall does this, it is just drawing in Fabian to it. And a mistake is going to happen. The tyres will die, and something of a positional switchover will happen here. At what point, we don't know. That is why you go racing, ladies and gentlemen. You can have a car looking as dancy as this one in front and still not be able to get past him and nearly even yeet the back end of him too. But Fabian's going to go for the old up and under here, I reckon, onto the front straight away, and he has done so. Goes really wide on the entrance to the corner at turn 11. Now he's got it circled and nailed out the other side. Look at the weaving here from 1H Marshall in front. He's going to go defensive. Fabian's going to go to the outside. He'll go for the old up and under in the old brake department. Has Harley got the thing pulled up? He has. In fact, he's over pulled it up into turn 1, dancing it left and right. Look at the car behaviour. This is just unreal stuff. The patience from Fabian Fitness right now is just beautiful. He's really showing us that you can do it. You can stick yourself in a racing winning position, but you got to get past him soon now, because look who's right behind him too now. This is drawing in our third place here at the moment in Lachlan Grant, and even fourth too, Lee Crowther. We've got P1, 2, 3 and 4 split by 0.4 of a second on average. That is the scenario, ladies and gentlemen, we have got on our hands. And who is going to take it? Who's going to win this race? Who's going to be up there? This is nail-biting stuff. I'll tell you what, there will be cats in room full of rocking chairs at the moment. Less nervous than these boys here at the moment. It's just unreal how we're going racing. And it still looks like Marshall is still managing to keep on and in front here of Fabian Fitness. Lachlan Grant's looking pretty nice and calm there in that VK. We've got 1, 2, 3 Holdens in the view. And one Falcon, ladies and gentlemen, a sandwich of Holdens versus a Ford. And Fabian's trying to get that job done now on 1H Marshall out in front. This is his view again. Onto the front straight away we go. Has he got the run? Look at that. I think he has here. And now one Marshall has just got to yield and let that thing happen. Who's going to get the horsepower, though? Looks like the VK's just got a little bit more toe for the first bit. Now the old downforce is just starting to kick in. And look at Harley Marshall on the slide. Oh, no. Harley's gone way too wide. See you later. And off into the bunda goes Marshall. That is his race lead. Gonskis. And Fabian Fitness has taken the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness me. Scenes of a nightmare for 1H Marshall. And he's given up the lead and all the podiums as well. And Fabian has just galloped on through. Into P1 we go. And Lachlan Grant and Crowther all promoted into the podium places too. 1H Marshall will be spewing about that. Ron will be as well in the chat, and Jesse. I wonder if Jesse's going to go over there and give him a good old belting as well after the race for that nonsense. But he fought well, did Harley Marshall on debut. We've still got to give him some credit, because no racing in these things is absolutely dead set nightmare material. And he came out and led this one. Beautiful, beautiful stuff from one Harley Marshall. But it is our championship leader out in front with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. But he hasn't got it easy, because Lachlan Grant's coming at him, and coming at him pretty hard and fast here, or what Tony Gregg would say, hard and fast in the old dead set department. This is great stuff. 2 minutes left in the race. This will be the second last lap here of the race, ladies and gentlemen. We've got this one. Oh, actually, no, it won't be, because we'll cross the line here and we'll still have 30 seconds to go. So we're about to start now the penultimate lap of this one. And off we go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 to go here at Ruapuna for the big bangers. And geez Louise, have we been treated to some absolute barnstorming racing out there as well. Pressure mounted, pressure rose, pressure peaked and overshot the old capacity of some drivers' heads. And now we've got a three-way battle here for P1, and this is a three-way battle that you don't want to look away from here at the moment. This is very, very hairy stuff, feisty at the best of times of these three, and into turn 3 we go. Speaking of which, Grant just got it all crossed up. Now Lee Crowther's got half a chance here, maybe, to flap his wings and get himself going here for the second last time. This will be the second last time we get to this corner. Then they've got one more opportunity to get it over Fabian and maybe take it 2 for 1 deal. It's scenario. This is great stuff as we keep on going. Look at the dancing there from Lachlan Grant. Crowther's soft compound tyres have held on beautifully here at the end of it. But I tell you what, being on their quickest one at the end when they're dead doesn't mean you're the quickest on the racetrack. And it's just showing there a little bit from Fabian too. Bet on that hard compound tyre. They're sliding, they're skating. Lachlan Grant's got half a chance there. Geez, I thought he would have taken that one. Fabian was really wide out of turn 10. Now turn 11 to go to start our final lap of the race here at the Big Bangers. This is good action here. Hope you have haven't stuck yourself out into the kitchen right now, because the next minute and 20-odd seconds is going to be unreal banana peel stuff here. The white flag will be waved in 18 of them, and this is now Fabian Fitness's time to just streak away and possibly get this job done. Take P1, which didn't look like it was going to happen easily, but it got there in the end. And look at the speed from Lachlan Grant into turn 1. That was all checked up there from Fabian. Grant nearly had to go on him too, and he just can't get it done at even. Harley Marshall's coming to the pits again. Oh, from bad to worse, from 4th now for H. Marshall down. Now outside the top 10, I would say, by that's happened. But look at Fabian go defensive here on Lachlan Grant. Beautiful bit of stuff. On the inside, tries to go the outside, run the up and under, can't get the power down there in that VK. The Falcon just belts its way out of there, and Lee Crowther's now got half a sniff too on Lachlan Grant to even take P2, and he goes up the inside. There's the Birdman, nearly makes contact there. Grant saw him. That was cracking stuff there. Dead set in the old fair dinkum department. What racing here from these three. It is now on like Donkey Kong. Fabian's at the front of this one. He's nearly getting rear-ended as well from Lachlan Grant. We've got 3 turns to go here at Ruapuna. Who's going to take the chockies? Fabian's got to hold on here. He's got turn 9 to go. This is now turn 10 on the approach where you're about to enter. Can he get the thing turned in nicely? He can, but look at Grant go for the old move. He's gone sideways and slideways, in fact, there as well. Now Fabian's under all sorts of pressure. Into the final corner we go. Has Fabian made a mare of it? No, he hasn't. Lachlan Grant's going to try and get the power down early and put every single bit of opportunistic power onto the throttle. He does, but he can't get it done, because across the line is going to be this man here for a photo finish for the last one. Fabian Fitness by 0.2 of a second gets the chockies and says, oh my goodness me, how did I do that? What a drive from me, and I will be sinking another 5 or 6 tinnies tonight after that one. Fabian gets the chockies in race 2, the feature race. 45 minutes done, and he is your winner. And look at that, he is as happy as a pig in a poo pen. Beautiful stuff there from Fabian Fitness. Second place goes to this man, Lachlan Grant. What a fight back from him. Also just looping it around on the drag strip start there. Birdman, 3rd place. He'll be stoked as a goat with that performance too. Close, close, close. After 45 minutes of race in the top 3. Separated by 0.5 of a second, ladies and gentlemen. Whistler gets 4th place. Dino Hanley did climb back through the field and gets 5th. That was a good bit of driving from him too in the end. So it's 5th place for him. Will consolidate some positions in the championship. 6th for McFadden. Great drive from him. Fergo, what could have been? You probably thought he was on for a top 3 tonight. 7th place for him. Captain Kirk, fresh out of bed. 8th place. 9th for the man who on debut I thought was going to pull a miracle, but went from bad to worse in those final ends. But what a great drive there from Harley Marshall. 9th place. Still a top 10 on debut. Very, very nicely done there from him. The chef in 10th place. Remo Graham, we just went to 11th. He's already exited the field. There's Brody Barber. The haircut was also involved in some of the tomfoolery there too. Richard King for 13th place. He'll be happy with that as well. Cosmo 14th. Magson 15th. Mark C 16th. Drum and McCulloch round out the final finishes of that. And what a final stanza that was for the ages, ladies and gentlemen. But there can only be one winner. And that man right here on the screen is your winner, ladies and gentlemen. As again, Fabian Fitness takes the chockies from everyone, and he extends that championship lead by a few more points over one Andrew Ferguson. He was leading this one with 9 points in the bag, and he'll probably have about 15, 16 odd by the time we get through to the next round in a fortnight. Well done to Fabian Fitness, and massive, massive well done, and thank you to Mr. Cowie Motorsports himself, Talentless 1425 out there in the chat. He's just gone bang with the super chats all night, and unbelievable stuff. Thank you as well for that. We really, really appreciate you and your support, mate. Thank you so, so much. Thanks to Fabian as well, a man on screen who also did give a donation too in between races. And thank you to everyone else out there for watching in. We had a lot of people in the chat. We had Marshalls 1 and 2 in youngest and senior. Sam Bensley came in from ARD Importing at the end. Haxter was in there. Liam Hanley involved. Fabian's involved as well. Kirsty's involved too. Goodness gracious me in the fair dinkum department. It has been a beautiful, beautiful evening as well. Thank you for joining me, and thanks to everyone else out there who is going to watch this one back and enjoy it. It's going to be a belter. You won't know what happens until you get to this point, ladies and gentlemen. Whereas we say good afternoon, good evening, and good night here at Simsational TV. Thank you for joining in and tuning in for this broadcast. I've been Zach O'Reilly. I hope you guys have enjoyed it and loved every moment. It's been a pleasure to call it for you. And we're going to jump over now. Get yourselves, they've had Gen 3s in the real life. You've had big bangers now. And then you're about to get yourself treated in on Simsational TV for some Sim Gen 3 action from Miami. Mind you, that's going to be a street circuit barnstormer. Get yourself tuned over again to that channel, and I'll see you there with myself and Chris Munro. But a big thank you goes to our sponsors, and our sponsors, in fact, in Mr. ARD Importing himself, Sam Bensley, Speed Nation, Bilko Pack, and SDT Driver Training for their support over it as well. Another super chat came in from Fabian. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that for the $3. And a big thank you to all of our Patreon supporters too out there. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, keep it flat out.
Simsational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.